2011 Chevy Impala blend door actuator removal and replacement. We have a new Dorman product here. Let's check this thing out. Okay, so here is our replacement actuator from Dorman. I'm assuming if you had a problem with the part, you just go ahead and give them a call first, as they want you to. But here's the new part, and here is our factory part that goes click, 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 click. I'll show you. There she be. Usually means a slipped gear inside the actuator. Let's see if it'll do it out of it. Don't know that it will. Probably not, because we don't have it connected. Yeah, well, let's go ahead and install the new one. We have two 5.5 millimeter fasteners that bolt this up. All right, so here's today's situation. 5.4 liter, notorious for these spark plugs breaking, right? First time I've ever broken, not one, not two, but three. And here's the worst one of them all. So here's how the spark plug would normally look. Here's how two of them broke. And here's how the third one broke. The entirety of the porcelain and the plug is still down in the chamber. So I gotta figure out how I'm supposed to break it in order to use the Matco special tool, right? Well, I'll mix it too. I'm gonna use this 1/4 inch extension and 11 millimeter 1/4 inch socket. See if I can't fit it down and over the plug, which I've already test fitted. See if I can't get enough room to snap it. There's the idea. Oh, fuck, that was easy. Tell me that didn't just happen first time go. Totally got my little 3-jaw claw here. Had this for a little while. Got a grab, and dude, how fucking lucky is that? All right, we got Tommy's scan tool here, Maxi Diag Elite. Let's check this thing out. This is a 2003. Okay. There's only one 3.2. Good Lord. Cool. So I just picked up the MD60A little Matco pocket scanner because I left mine at the house and I need it today. Checked out how fast this thing is though. Getting ready to plug it in. Okay, lined up and in. Boom. On, like right away. Isn't that cool? All right, so now we're gonna cycle the key on because we gotta clear codes and try. Maybe I've already cleared codes. And we'll just see if it's got a little live data stream. All right, let's see here. Next, this is a, oh, oops, went too fast. Dodge. Yep. Pending evap emission leak. Hold for main menu. We want, oh, look at that, we can do an evap test. Oh, it's not supported. Lame. Uh-oh. Alright, so the Matco MD60A. This little pocket reader is kind of cool, man. It's about 4 times more than the little C-Reader 316 that we've reviewed in the past. The number one thing that I like about it the most is that the readiness monitors flash while you're driving and connected. I don't want to make sure that I'm saying this right. I was talking with Jeff and I was like, I love the monitors up here that tell you that they're all either good to go, or if they're flashing red, they still need to set. That it tells you the DTC and gives you the number, right? But I honestly, even going to the main menu, I did not see anything in here as far as live data. They gave you an evap test, monitor icons, LED definitions, language selection, adjust brightness, audible tone, the footer, hotkey legends, units of measure, and the firmware version. So nowhere on here, even if I was to go to vehicle information, oh, hang on, available modules, yep, let's see, global OBD2, that's it, that's all it gives us. Okay, back. And monitor icon should just take us right to all the monitors. See, there's nothing here, guys. Nothing. Because for about $90, I think it was, after tax, and the little C-Reader that I gave to a friend of mine so that way he can check the monitors, pull codes on his own. He likes working on his own vehicles. So I was like, man, just take this one, you know? I wanted to get this and try this out, give it a little demo run and see if I liked it better than some of the other ones. And to be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed that there is absolutely zero live data available on this little pocket reader. Even the most cheapest, what I think is the most cheapest, most cost-effective pocket reader, that 3001 that I've been raving about, which is the one that I gave to him, even that one will actually show you live data. Now, not all the PIDs, but a good amount of PIDs that you're going to want to look at if you're trying to diagnose your own car. You know, fuel trims, misfire monitoring, you know, see if there's a cylinder misfire, electronic coolant temp, things like that. They do give you manufacturer-specific PIDs. If you select it, you can actually go through and select it. And then even when it came to this code is determined by the manufacturer, by selecting that manufacturer, it'll tell you what the code is. So I'm thrilled that this one will tell you the code in just about any vehicle that you plug it into without having to actually select it. I like the readiness monitors being a solid green when they actually set, or flashing red when they're not, because it saves me an extra step, all them being here at the top, so I can literally throw it over the steering wheel and go. I don't have to pull off to the side and then hit the scroll down button once or twice to make sure that all the monitors are set. They're all across the top of the screen and they're well lit. So for that, for the lighting, I give it a thumbs up. For the monitors, I give it a thumbs up. for the code and the ease of reading it, because it tells you exactly what the code is, I give it a thumbs up. For the price, I give it 2 thumbs down. And for the price and not having live data, also going to give it a thumbs down. So Matco, if you're listening here, MD60A, I understand that you're a professional tool lineup, but there are plenty better options out there for far cheaper. Just my opinion. Ready?
I suppose.
Here we go. Cool Tool Tuesday. Jeff's here. Let's go see what he's got going on the truck. What is the happy now? Tommy, you check out these EKLIND Allens?
Yes.
These are pretty cool. Have you seen those yet? Check these freaking things out. That must be kind of new. Did you just get this on the truck?
Yeah, they were actually back ordered for about 6 weeks.
Is this how the whole set comes? This is display, and then you have a set.
So when you buy the metric, like you see there, it'll come in a case like that. You buy the standard, it'll come in with the display like that. They will come in a box, and then you put them in. So you can see the other slots. That's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, they have the T here. I'm wondering if that's just because they offered it in Torx, or if
correct.
pick and choose what
and
you
see
want.
The SAEs also, they offer them there. So what you have there as your stand is a metric, an SAE, a Torx, all kind of together. So they're using the same stand.
I don't see how you can fit them all in, though.
Could not. No,
Yeah.
each one would have to be individual. They're just using the same generic stand.
I got you. So you'd get basically 2 stands. Those are kind of cool, though. I think for like taking off the fairings and stuff on the motorcycle. What do these run?
I've sold 3 sets. All 3 sets with the guys that were using it for RC car stuff because they go down real small.
Huh.
That set runs just under $64.
Oh, cool. Hey, I seen you got the vessel screwdrivers with the wood handles.
Yeah, you know, we had talked about them and they've been sitting on the truck for 3 weeks and I forget every week to tell you.
That's all right. I had lost interest a while back from waiting. What was it? A few months it took them to get them out.
Yeah.
This is the cordless, right? This is a cordless saber.
Have an excellent one?
Yep.
See, I got the 110 saber. Any good reviews from people on the cordless saber underhood light?
Nothing but good reviews on those.
Okay.
Actually started putting those on the truck about a year and a half ago.
Just
to
look
take
at all the
place at
light.
the Milwaukee, because the Milwaukee prices just kept going up and up and up. And the biggest complaint on the Milwaukee was like, I need to have 2 batteries, I need to have 3 batteries. The runtime on it when it's on high, it's 1300 lumens, and I'm like, that's 2000 lumens on high, 1000 on low. You can run it as a cordless, and then when it dies, you can plug in the cord and still use it. So that was the big selling point on it. But I like the way that that puts out the light.
And when charged, how long does this run for then?
So on high, you're looking at about 2 hours. That's actual runtime from customers coming back and saying, yeah, it's running for 2 hours on high.
Okay.
So the most recent one I sold was a guy at John's Garage, and he said with it starting to get dark, he's really impressed with it. That was his only thing, is he's like, whoa, so about 2 hours runtime max? And I was like, hey, opened up the book, yeah, 2 hours. That's what you're gonna get.
And how long does it take to charge that?
Nobody has told me. I haven't played with it myself. Nobody's told me what the charge time is, because everybody ends up plugging it in and using it to finish the job.
And then leaves
So
it
then
in
they leave it on
overnight.
overnight and then come back and it's fully charged.
Right. Dang. And how much is the cordless go for?
So that one is $239.
Nice. I think we saw that in last video's catalog when we were checking out the ProTech. I think it's on sale right now.
There was 2 different ones that they had, and I told everybody.
Yeah, they had the high lumen at 1500, and they had a higher lumen at 2000
Correct.
lumen.
Yeah,
But
the other
is that
one,
like 110? That was a 110 option that they were showing. Do they offer those 2 options in cordless?
so this is both.
Oh, because you got two settings. But the 110, you just get the one setting.
Correct.
I think there's a
Somewhere
dimmer. There's a dimmer switch on mine, but I think it is the higher lumen one. I don't really play with the dimmer switch, so I just leave it on. All right. Well, anything else, latest, greatest, coolest things that I missed? Like this was just kind of new and right out there.
This should be backwards. So I haven't opened one up. So I don't know, video-wise, everybody's gonna say, yeah, it's great. Jeff's got a bunch of new stuff and he hasn't opened up. Microstream is brand new.
Okay.
So 500 lumens on it. It is larger than the Microstream some, but double the brightness on it. Sold 4 of them, just kind of waiting to get feedback on them. These were guys that had special ordered them. The Streamlight Stinger 2020 was out and gone by the middle of last week. When we looked at it, did you see it last week?
I did see the new Stinger last week, yeah.
So waiting to get some more of those also so that I can play with one for a week or two.
Okay.
All the ones I had were special orders and the guys were like, I've got to have it, I've got to have it. I think it's kind of cool. There's some stuff that I'm like, man. So we'll see what the longevity of it is. So this one I'm looking forward to. I have 3 more on order. I'm going to keep one for myself. We're headed out to the desert this weekend and the plan is to use it throughout the weekend.
See how
I can
it goes.
give a good review on it.
Cool. Perfect. Rock and roll Ayatollah. Well, I guess we'll get ready to jump off here and then start making our way back to the house for beer and bullshit. Not sure what tonight's discussion topic's going to be about. I think we'll talk a little bit about this Matco pocket code reader that I picked up. And of course, a little on the spendier side because it is a Matco name brand. But I will tell you, I was a little bit more impressed with the C reader, and I'll tell you guys why back in the garage. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Justin again, as always. Thanks for watching my channel. Welcome back. So the little pocket reader that we just discussed, not the only thing that I had picked up from Matco. I believe it was last week. Outside of picking up the MD60A, I also picked up the MD79. So this says it's a 600 amp multimeter clamp. So you can do volts, you can do amps, you can do ohms. Like, it's got all the features that you're looking for out of a multimeter. Does it go up to the same capacity or the maximum voltage or amperage that you're looking for out of a multimeter? I do not know the answer to that question. Maybe some of my diagnostic followers out there that drop by the YouTube channel from time to time can let us know if this is a high enough rated amp clamp and what vehicles in particular you would not be able to use it on. I do believe that on our Facebook group for the Snap-on Diagnostic page, I had made an inquiry if this type of multimeter was useful because I know that there were certain photos, right, Matco, on their relay kit that suggest that this is a very useful clamp slash meter to have when you're testing for amp draw, maybe when you're testing for the voltage drop in the starter, something like that. So the hamster was kind of turning. So maybe some of my diagnostic guys out there that are part of our Facebook page and that also follow me here on YouTube can let me and a lot of the other guys out there that are just getting more into electrical and diagnostics that this 600 amp multi-clamp meter is worth the actual price, or if it's a worthwhile product in owning in general. So not just from Matco's standpoint, but if there are other metering clamps out there that you prefer over Matco. And why do I say this? So I know a lot of electricians, they really push and stress that the Fluke 88, as far as a meter goes, an actual multimeter, that the Fluke 88 is like the bee's knees of meters. You love it. You're never gonna need another meter. I've heard a lot of good things about this meter, right? This one's made by Klein, okay? And it's got a lot of likable features. Anything from where the probes go, okay? Because I know a lot of electricians said that this is one of their favorite parts about the meter, is that you can ground it and then, of course, using your positive lead, poke away, right? So that was a fan favorite as far as the actual way that the probes go on the back of the Klein meter. I remember that from a previous video discussion topic that we did a while back. Okay, but let's talk about this metering clamp for a minute. So this is the Matco 600 that I had picked up, right? The MD79. It does come with a couple of things. Not going to bore you through all the details, but you do get the 2 test leads. It does come with 2 alligator clamps. I will say, I do like the style that they give you for your probe. I will say that I was a little bit withdrawn in the beginning when it came to the actual alligator clamps, because they seemed a bit on the cheap side, but actually they fit really snugly on the other end, okay? It locks it in nice with the internal ring that it has. It kind of locks it in here, and then of course it literally just slides in, so I'm not having to screw it on, screw it off like I do with the snap-on multimeter clamps that I have on my snap-on at work. So I thought that was kind of nice. The main feature that I picked this up for, and I'm going to tell you what, is because it has DC amps. So if I wanted to get an amperage draw measurement of a circuit, I can do so, and it can do both AC as well as DC on the amperage side. So that was the biggest reason why I got it, because more times than not, guys, I don't have a lot of time to set up my Zeus with the scope and everything else. I'm still trying to learn more about it and get more proficient with it. And I'm still not the go-to guy when it comes to doing diagnostic work at my shop. So that being said, my amount of usage for the scan tool is exactly what I thought it would be, which is minimal, but at least now I have one, so I can start learning more and more on my own. I can start doing more and more, possibly on the side, helping out friends and family. In fact, I have a friend whose mom's gonna be bringing her truck down to me one of these weekends, and she has a laundry list of codes that dip in and dip out, and I will share that video with you guys, but I'm also probably gonna need help, so I might be reaching out to a couple of my diode guys out there to figure out where the starting point is. So I told her, you know, give me a couple of weekends and then get a hold of me when works best for you to drop it off, and we'll take a look into it. Let's get back to this meter here though. So again, it has AC DC amperage on this clamp meter, whereas the Klein one that I picked up a couple years back, okay, does not, but this is not meant for automotive use. Sorry, I dropped the test leads. This was not meant for automotive use. So on here, we will have a volts AC, a volts DC, but we will not have an amps DC, just an amperage AC, okay? So that being said, that kind of limits you, but anywho, I love this for household use, okay? For this, it definitely came in handy when making sure that the circuit was dead before I started messing around with stuff. So I do get some household use out of this one. If you do not do a lot of DC amperage testing, I think this would still be a pretty good clamp. I still think this would be a pretty good clamp meter option for you. I say that because a lot of the guys that watch my channel are DIY or at-home weekend warriors, and maybe you do something a little different than just working on your car. Maybe you are messing with your household stuff too, in which case, more times than not, the information that you need from one of these is typically going to be your ohms or your resistance, or your volts DC, maybe volts AC, and I just don't think you're gonna need much more than that, because anything more than that, you're a smart fella and you probably need a better meter. But you probably don't dive that much into it. That's my guess, not for all of you, but for a nice handful of you guys that do things at home on your own. What else comes in the kit outside of the clamp meter? Like I said, you get your 2 leads, you get 2 clamps. In fact, they give you a 3rd lead, which I didn't know what it goes to. I think someone tried to explain it to me on the Facebook page. They do give you a book, so I'm sure I can go through that. But yes, they do give you a, they do give you a 3rd test lead here with another clamp as well. So, okay, maybe you have it set up a few different ways. Maybe you're checking resistance on one, or maybe you're checking voltage drop on the other. Don't know, but they do give you your L1, your L2, and your L3. So all 3 features there. You got min max, you got your hold, you got your backlight here. So if you wanted to turn the light on, push that, get the LED to light back up. So that's pretty cool. So it was really cool to see some new stuff from Jeff. Not a lot, but a couple of new items that we hadn't seen before. I'll try to see if I can't find them on Amazon, and of course put the affiliate link down below for you. Who knows, maybe there'll be a coupon or some kind of discount code attached to it, because just sometimes when I get these links, they're available, which helps you save some money, and I'm happy to do that. Overall, first impressions coming down to the pocket reader from Matco, not impressed. Probably wasted a little money, right? Could have just bought another C reader, but look, we're trying out new things. From time to time, you gotta pay a few bucks to play with it and see if it's worth it. To me, guys, I'm telling you, if you're looking at the Matco MD60A, I'm gonna say no, okay? I'm gonna say no. And within 1 week of usage, as far as the MD79, I can tell you that it's a very likable meter, okay? From a standpoint, this is a very likable meter to me because of the things that I do with it, right? Mostly checking battery voltage, starter drop, charging voltage, okay? These are the things that I find myself testing the most at my shop, okay? When it gets a little bit more down and dirty and involved, maybe I'm owning a connector just to make sure it's not open, but very few and far between. You gotta know your role when it comes to your shop sometimes. Unfortunately, this is my role. My role is the heavy line guy. Occasionally, they'll throw me a bone, but I'm learning, right? And it's a step in the right direction, I think, for me, myself, and my career, is to try to learn what I can, when I can, tinkering on things like I'm gonna be here in the near future at the house, working on my friend's mom's truck. So that's all I got for this video, guys. Thanks as always for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's content. Cheers to those of you that have your beers. We'll see you guys next time. Deuces.